Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some smothered turkey wings, southern style smothered turkey wings. So I figured it was time for us to start getting ready for the fall and for the winter with some comfort food. So why not start off with some good old smothered turkey wings over some white rice and whatever vegetable of your choice. So I'm going to run down everything that I have for you here so we could get this started. I have some cleaned and dry patted turkey wings. I got about a whole onion here, but I separated because some I'm going to be using for seasoning for the turkey wings and the rest I'm going to be using for the gravy. So here I have 3 cloves of crushed garlic that I crushed in my garlic press, and here are the onions, some red pepper, about a quarter of each right here, and the green pepper, then the rest of the onion. So in total, like I said, it's 1 onion. And then these pieces here that I julienned and cut in half are going to be for the gravy. So these right here, the onions and the red and green pepper, are going to be for the gravy, as well as the garlic. So let's get started. So what I like to do with my wings is first coat them with some melted butter. Now it doesn't matter if you're going to use salted or unsalted butter. Now the melted butter is just going to help with the browning of the wings and also the flavor. I like to do this whenever I bake chicken as well. It's normally good to coat your meats in some kind of fatty oil. You can also use vegetable oil too before you bake them. Just gives it a better flavor, and it also allows for the seasoning to stick to it a whole lot better, and it gives it a much better golden color when it's completed, you know, after being baked. So this is basically what I got going on here. I just want to make sure that this butter is mixed all the way through, and then I'll start adding the seasonings. Now with the seasonings, I don't have an exact measurement for that because, you know, everybody doesn't like you know, something or as much of something. So with this, is gonna kind of be up to you guys to determine exactly how much you want to use and what you want to use. But I'm gonna go, you know, with a basic seasoning today. So I'm gonna start off with some black pepper. And I want to make sure I get enough for that, and if I don't, I'll just be adding some more. And guys, also right here, it's going to be looking like a lot because it's all in one spot, but trust me, it's not. Some garlic powder. Onion powder. I'm going to be using seasoning salt. I'm actually going to be using 2 seasoning salts because they both give off a different flavor and work great together. Okay, it looks like a lot, guys, but it's definitely not. And I'm going to go in with a little Tony Chachere's with the Creole seasoning. Just a little, not much. I'm not trying to change the flavor that much, but this pairs well with this just a little of that. And last but not least, some paprika. If you guys like using smoked paprika, or if that's all you have on hand, then feel free to use that. But me, I'm going to use, some regular paprika if it ever comes out. Okay, that should do for now. So I'm just going to give this a quick mix. Make sure everything is evenly coated and season. You guys, make sure your ovens are preheated to at least like 350 degrees so that we can bake these. And I will be baking these for about an hour and a half before I take the foil cover off to let them get brown. And in between, we'll be making a homemade onion gravy with peppers to go over these fabulous turkey wings that we'll be baking. Telling you guys that butter, or even if you use just some vegetable oil, it definitely makes a difference when you are baking like turkey wings or chicken. Trust me, the flavor changes. It definitely enhances the flavor, and on top of, you know, helping it with the browning of the color, and it keeps the meat moist because it has, you know, a coating on it, and it doesn't dry out very easily, especially when you know, because turkey wings, they don't give off a lot of liquid. There isn't much juice to work with. So, you know, coating it in like some butter or melted butter would definitely do. So I'm gonna add a little bit of seasoning salt to this mix. Don't judge me, but I can kind of see, you know, what I need here. And I'm working with one hand to mix because I need one to stay dry and clean, just in case if I have to add, you know, seasoning. I'm definitely not gonna, you know, touch anything of mine after handling any meat, raw meat. Okay guys, so that looks wonderful to me. So what I'm going to do now is set these aside and get our pan ready so that we can layer these guys out. And I will be right back. Okay, so I got my pan ready, my veggies ready, and my wings are seasoned to perfection. So we're gonna get this started. So I'm gonna layer the bottom of this with just some onions, some of the peppers. You guys, it doesn't matter how you cut these. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, all neat and stuff like that. No need for a pretty show, because these are gonna just cook down and become nothing. So that's it with that. So I'm gonna start layering these. Onto this bed of vegetables. And I'm also gonna put some on top. So this is gonna be a very flavorful pan of turkey wings that we are making here. Some southern smothered turkey wings. I got one more to fit in. Let's see. Just don't want to waste this seasoning. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, that looks nice to me. All right, let's squeeze this other guy in here. All right, so that doesn't look bad. All right, so that looks nice to me. So I'm gonna use my other hand to top it off with the rest of the onions. One got away, one got away. That's all good. I think we have enough to cover anyway. All right, let me get the rest of these green peppers. So guys, I already have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. And these guys are ready to go into the oven so that they can be cooked. So let me get rid of these gloves so that we can cover this. Okay, so I'm gonna place these in the oven for about an hour and a half. If I need to go longer, then I will, but most likely I won't. And I will be back for these when it's time to uncover. But for now, I want to get the gravy started, but I'm not going to start it too early because I don't want it to just sit there and continue to get, too thick, because I will have to keep adding liquid to it. So when this is close to, getting ready, when it's right before our time to brown them up, after the hour and a half, I'll start the gravy so that it can be, fresh and at its best consistency, well, the consistency that I want it to be at. And we'll go from there. But the remainder of these vegetables is what I'm going to be using for the gravy, along with some seasonings, some of what I've already used. So, all right, so I'm going to pop these in the oven, guys, and I'm going to sanitize my area since I was working with some raw meat, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, so it is time to check these wings out. They have been in the oven on 350 degrees, baking for about an hour and a half. So this is very hot right now. So let's give these a look and see if it's time for us to let these start browning. Ooh-wee! Look at that steam. Let me just move this. And I say yes. It is time to let these guys start browning up, and it did give us a little bit of juice. So what I am going to do is I have about a cup of chicken stock here. I'm going to add that turkey juice to this cup here. This is going to be on reserve for our gravy. So I'm going to do that right now, and then put these back in the oven so that they can continue to brown up. All right, so I can actually just do that right now. And let me not burn myself. All right, so let's not let that go to waste. All right, you know what? Let me let you guys see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so there we go. Sorry for all the shaking. Just trying to adjust here so I can let you guys see what I'm doing. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be pouring this turkey juice off into this chicken stock that I have on reserve, which is about a cup, and this is going to be for our gravy. And I'm also going to leave some behind because I don't want these to get dried out in the process of browning. So I'm going to leave just a little bit of that juice. Ain't these boys pretty? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to place these back in the oven. So with that extra added liquid, we have about, let's take a look. Oh, wow. We have about 1 3/4 cup of liquid for our gravy. So I'm going to put these in the oven, like I said. Sorry to keep repeating myself. And I will be right back so we can start this gravy. It's gravy time, guys. So I'm going to go in with a half a stick of butter. And to that butter, I'm also going to be adding about maybe 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I like to do the mixture of fats so that this can, come out perfect and flavorful, and the consistency is even better when you use 2 different types of fats. So I'm going to let this melt and mix up. Then I'll add the flour. I already know this gravy is going to be amazing. So guys, I'm going to let this melt, and I'll come back when it's completely melted and it's time to add the flour. Okay, so this butter is completely melted along with the vegetable oil that I have it mixed with. So this is about ready for the flour. Honestly, so this is about ready. I'm going to throw a few onions in, not all of them. I just want to flavor the oil and the butter. We're going to get that going just to give a little flavor. And the rest of the onions I'll add later on with the peppers. Doing it this way is basically layering your flavors, so your gravy will come out perfect and flavorful. So right now is a perfect time for me to add that flour so we can create our roux. So that's about a tablespoon and a half. This is a rather large spoon. So I will be adding probably one more just to see where I'm at. Now, when you're making a roux, it's supposed to be equal parts of fat and flour. So we're going to stir this around as is until this becomes the color that that you would like it to be. And usually having to do it this way takes anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes. If you're making a darker gravy, then the longer you're gonna have to stir this mixture together while you're roux. So I'm gonna be doing this for a little bit, guys. So as this gets darker, I will come back because I don't want to keep you guys waiting. You probably don't want to watch this process, but I'll definitely keep you informed of the steps of how to get your gravy perfect. So I will be right back when it gets a little darker, like I said. Okay, guys, so this is what it's looking like about 8 minutes in. And off camera, I did add a few of the red and green pepper just to get this roux infused with the pepper flavor along with the onions. And at this point now, it did get a little bit darker. So I'm going to be flavoring it now by adding a little bit of seasonings. Mostly the powders, but the salt I'm going to go step by step because I don't want to have too much salt into the gravy because we're already going to get some of the flavor from, well, the salted flavor from the seasonings that I use to season the chicken because I have the drippings from the turkey. So that was a little garlic powder. Now I'm adding a little onion powder. And of course, we got to hit it with that black pepper. Makes it pretty, makes it good. All right, so looks like a lot, but trust me, it's not once I start to stir it up. And I'm not using seasoning salt for this. I'm only going to be using a little, just a little bit, because we can take away, we can add, but we can't take away. And just a dash of this Tony's Creole season, not much, just a pinch basically. And guys, if you also don't have the patience to do this step, you can also do a little cheat by adding browning to your mixture here, your roux, to get that brown color. If you don't have the patience to stand here and keep stirring for 15 to 20 minutes, that's also okay. But just keep in mind when you add browning, that also has a flavor and it might change the flavor, rather than you doing it from scratch, which isn't so bad. But I just want to give you guys the proper way to do this this gravy for your fabulous turkey wings that you're going to be baking. All right, guys, so let me go again and let this get a little darker before I add the broth in, and I will be right back. All right, guys, so we got a tad bit darker, and at this point, you want to add your 3 cloves of garlic if you are going to be using. I didn't add it earlier because it would have just burned rather than, give off the great flavor that it's known for. So now that it's getting a little thicker, it's basically going to infuse it the way that I want it to. Oh, this smells amazing. Oh my God. Garlic always makes a difference in, whatever dish you put it in, especially onions as well. Like, they're just like so perfect together. Alright, so I'm gonna let this keep going, and this is what it looks like so far. And guys, this isn't lumps. Those are just those garlic, that minced garlic that I cut up earlier that I, just added to it. But guys, I didn't mention this earlier. So also during this process, you're also cooking out the raw flavor of the flour and allowing it to become flavored with, your butter, the fat that you use. and whatever seasoning that you use. It won't taste like flour. Nobody wants a gravy that tastes like that. Okay guys, so this is as dark as I'm going to allow my roux to get. Because remember, turkey and chicken gravy is not supposed to be that dark. Now, if I was doing something for like, you know, a gravy for a pepper steak, I would allow this to go a little bit longer. So it has been about 15 minutes. If I let it go another 5, it would definitely be darker for a beef gravy. So now what I'm going to do is add my chicken stock that I mixed with the drippings from our turkey as it baked. So I'm going to be adding that in there. Whoa, sorry for the shake. I'm gonna give that a mix, and you see how nicely brown that's turning. And our wings, I just looked at them, they are browning up amazingly. So I'm gonna turn this on low and let it go. And also those vegetables that I had on reserve, which are right here, I'm gonna add those in now and let these simmer down into this gravy. So now you have 2 different textures in there because I'm not gonna allow these to get too soft. And you have the ones that I put in earlier with the roux that gave the roux, you know, the flavor. It infused the roux. Okay guys, so I'm gonna let this cook a little bit, and then we're gonna pour this all over those perfect turkey wings that are in the oven. So here are our wings that have been perfectly baked. So now what I'm going to do is add the gravy that we just made to these wings, and then I'm going to put them back in the oven covered so that they can get infused with this gravy flavor and also become a bit more tender. So the gravy, here it is. I didn't allow it to get too thick because as it cooks with the wings in the oven, it's going to become thicker. So this is the perfect consistency that you would want it to be at. It looks a little looser, you know, through the camera, but, you know, in real life, it's a tad bit thicker than the way it looks. So here goes the goodness. Oh man, guys. I wish smell-o-vision was real. One day someone will create it, but this smells amazing. Alright, so let me fix that up in here. Get it all through and out. Let it reach the bottom. Move some of these veggies around. Guys, and I didn't have to add anything to the gravy. It was perfectly seasoned because remember I added the drippings from the turkey, and you know that had the seasoning from me seasoning our turkey wings earlier. So okay guys, I'm gonna cover this up and put this in the oven for probably about a half an hour. So this can soak through and become a little thicker, not too thick. You want to still be able to, you know, scoop it and drizzle it over things. Alrighty, so I will be right back when this is completed in about a half an hour. Alright, my YouTube family, it's about that time. So I just pulled these out of the oven. So let's see what the finished product looks like. I'm sure we're gonna have to stir it around and, you know, mix it up a little bit. Oh, look at that, look at that. Yes. That's exactly the way it should look because it's just been sitting in bacon. So everything is gonna settle Look at the gravy, yeah. So I'm just gonna mix all of this up. We can, you know, just drizzle it over. Uh-oh. There we have it, guys. Your southern smothered turkey wings with the onion and green pepper gravy. And this is amazing, I'm sure. And it definitely smells amazing. I cannot wait to taste this. All right, guys, so let's plate this up and see what it tastes like. So with these southern smothered turkey wings, I made some steamed white rice and some sweet peas. So let's plate that up right now and see how we did. So here's my steamed rice, made to perfection. All right, now let's get these peas going. There's my sweet peas with some, you can see some dried onion. There's a little salt, pepper, garlic powder. You know, I kept it simple, not too much, because the star of the show is the smothered turkey wings. All right, so I'm gonna lay that right on top. Boom, there we go. Should we do one or two? Let's do two. Man. Maybe we should have just stuck to one. That's all right, because we're gonna eat that anyway. Let's give it a little extra gravy. See those peppers and onions, guys? This smells good and it tastes good because I already tried the gravy. And it was amazing. All of the seasonings blended well. The peppers and onions blended well. You know what? Let me clean this plate up a little bit so I can have the perfect thumbnail for you guys. All right, family, so I cleaned up the plate a little bit, but here is the finished product up close and personal. That looks amazing. All right, so who's coming over? Who wants some? Who wants some of that? Look at that perfectly seasoned gravy. You can see the specks of pepper. You see all the onions and peppers. My peas, my white rice. All right, so to finalize this finished plate, let's hit it with some food glitter. Some freshly cut parsley that I just cut up just to make it look pretty. And I call that food glitter. So there we have it. All right, guys, so let's dig in and see what this tastes like. All right, so let's see how tender this turkey came out. Coming right off the bone. Look at that, guys. Still nice and hot. Cooked perfectly. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, wow. This is freaking good. Wow. Mmm. That is good. That gravy came out perfect. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something new. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that smash button for a like for me. And also hit that notification bell and definitely subscribe to this channel so that we can get ready for this fall and the winter with creating and cooking some of the dishes that we know best, which are some comfort foods. And with that being said, see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.